coming round onto the main straight. Eyes are all on the lights. It's time to let this race begin here at Daytona Tamworth for the split one, second race, and the second place driver makes his way through on turn one, making his way through turn two, the side-by-side going to turn three, but he's got the inside line. Will Callum be able to do anything to claim that position? I don't think he can, as right behind him, there's more overtakes taking place. I believe Jamie has managed to get himself all the way up into third place there, and Ashley King is down in fourth. We got first, I believe, I'm not sure it is until we go across the timeline, but we've definitely got Callum in second place, then Jamie. More overtakes happening halfway down the grid. They go 3 wide into turn number 7 there, coming into 8. They're still side by side battling their way through, just about squeezing through. Just Barry Lakes as they single file out into the final few corners. Side by side, once again they go into these corners. Are they all going to make it out alive? I sure do hope so. And the top 4 drivers are rather close, and same again, it's our usual folk who are now signaling to each other to work together. So let's see what the top 4 are saying. So in first place, we do have Karlis, Callum, Jamie, James King, Hassan, Luke Dodman, Barry Lakes, Tom Shipman, Luca, Matthew Clark, Freddie Winkstall, and David Gaskin. Oh, is that Jamie that's just made a move on there? He's made it up into second place. He was in third, absolutely sent it down the side of Callum there, who started off in pole in this race. He really needs to start reining these karts in, and hopefully James won't cause him too much issues behind him, so he can try and claim back this first position. But he does look like he's struggling. He's dropping off the back of Jamie. The gap is slowly widening as we're coming out of these exits there, but it's still close enough that he still might be able to bring this back. So we're coming into turn 11 and then 12. We've got Jamie in second, and our front runner is still Karlis, and let's see what the gaps are saying. So those top 4 drivers are all separated by 1 second, and there's a penalty for 1-2-1. That's Jamie in the green suit. So second place has a 5-second penalty, which will send him hurtling down the leaderboard, plunging down into, I believe, 11th. It is 11th. Wow, so Jamie's currently on track in second, but that penalty drops him all the way down to 11th place. Jamie's really going to have to use that kart's power now to get past Karlis and try and make that gap. He's got 9 minutes to do so. Let's see if he can do anything with it. Barry Lakes is currently sitting down in 7th, I believe, and he's got a little bit of a train forming behind him. He's going to start defending that off, trying his very best. That's Tom Shipman right behind him, who did rather well at Warden Law. He's eyeing up and overtake Shipman onto Lakes. These two are rivals in the championship, currently sitting 1 and 2. Let's see if either of them can make a move and try and make some more gains in the championship. Heading now into turn 4, I do believe that's Jamie trying to make a move on the leader. He makes it stick, he plants the move. Has Karlis got anything to fight back at? I don't believe he does. Jamie does have that 5-second penalty, which drops him down now to 10th position. So he really needs to start extending that gap, using that front row to pull away. But he's got Karlis right on his tail. Obviously, they don't know about this penalty, Karlis, but if Karlis can get in front, Jamie is going to have a right old struggle here. And Ashley King is eyeing up the back of Callum's kart there. They're only separated by 3 tenths. Can he manage to do anything? Well, he's going to have to make a move soon, as right behind James King, we do have Luke Dodman, who won the previous race here. Let's see if they can do anything. As we come across the timing screen, obviously we've got Jamie on track in first, but not on paper. So it goes Jamie, Karlis, Callum, James King, Luke Dodman, Hassan, Barry Lakes, Tom Shipman, Luca, Freddie, David, and Matthew Clark. David did make a position up in that lap, getting past Matthew Clark for 11th place. James King's managed to close a little bit of a gap onto Callum. It's now down to half a second between them, and I can see Shipman is trying to make a move on Barry Lakes there at turn 6. He just doesn't manage to make it stick. Barry gets a much better exit, which compromises Shipman there, and he's got right on his backside Luca ready to take advantage. But look back at the front, what is happening here? We have a 5-kart battle for this final few places. Oh, and down the inside, I do believe that is karts. My eyesight helps me. 108, I believe. 108 making a move there on Freddie. Just doesn't manage to make it stick though. Alright, we're looking at our front runners now. The top 5 are separated by around about 1.6 seconds. 4th to 2nd, extremely close, but Jamie is starting to pull away that lead. He needs to make a 5-second gap if it's going to do anything in this race, because currently it's going to drop him all the way down to 9th position. Alright, James King is eyeing up the back of Luke Dodman's car. There's many a battle happening right in front of him. He's just going to have to wait and pick his opportunity. As back further afield, a dive bomb goes down the track. I believe that's David Gaskin, who won one of the splits before, is eyeing up an overtake on Luca. Matthew Clark manages to get an overtake on that lap on Freddie Winskull, and your current running order is still Jamie, Karlis, Callum, Luke Dodman, James King, Hassan Safar, Barry Lakes, Tom Shipman, Luca, David Gaskin, Matthew Clark and Freddie Winskull. Jamie's starting to pull out that gap now. He's on 1.3 with that penalty. He's going to drop down to 7th position, so he's really putting in those laps, and he needs to. He knows he's got that 5-second penalty, so he's trying his best. And what is really helping him is right behind. There's a right old battle happening with Luke Dodman there, and I believe also Karlis, which is going to really aid Jamie to pull away from that pack, break that slipstream, and then he doesn't have to worry about his penalty. James King at the back of this battle here. He sees Hassan in front of him, and the driver of Callum smacking his car. He's not happy with his car at all as he's driving down the main straight heading into turn 3 there. He's having to go defensive to try and defend off Hassan, but he just isn't managed to, and there's a yellow flag. Yellow flags are being waved. I believe the situation has been resolved, but there was no overtaking in that section. That Hassan out in front, Callum, and then James King over in turn 6 there. Luke Dodman is still eyeing up the back of Karlis' cart. Struggling to get through, takes a slightly tighter line, so he's going to have to switch back here. He eyed up the dive bomb there, but it wasn't worth it. He was nowhere near to send it down the inside there. As we come into turn 12, Luke's gone a little bit wider, trying to get the best exit he can. He dodges the curve, trying to maintain that slipstream down the main straight. But he just isn't close enough. Let's see as they head towards turn 4 and along the back straight. Is he closing up a bit? Is he using that slipstream? He is. Under braking, can he do anything? No, he's still not close enough there. And then right behind him, James King has got a right old battle to try and get through. Barry Lakes joining the back of the scene there as well now. The gap on that section there, we've got James King in 6th, and then just behind him Barry Lakes with a 0.4 gap between them. Jamie is really pulling away now as Luke Dodman is having to defend for his life with Karlis right behind him. Hopefully this 5-second penalty won't be too much of a worry for him. Let's see as he crosses the timeline, see where that puts him on the grid. Alright, so that 5-second penalty now drops Jamie down to 5th place, and Luke Dodman managed to get past Karlis in that last lap there, but they're extremely close, only 0.4 separating. However, I've just been told Luke Dodman has got a 5-second penalty. So that's 2 drivers off 1st and 2nd place. Both now have 5-second penalties. That 5-second penalty will probably drop Luke all the way down to about 8th place. It's not a great day for Luke there. Jamie, however, with his 5-second penalty will drop him down into 5th. Barry Lakes is still stuck behind James King, but right in front of James King is a right old battle happening with Hassan and Callum. Hassan tries to send it down the inside, but Callum's defending him, pushing him wide, and he goes off, just goes into the air, and through goes James King, and Barry Lakes tries to take the inside, has to tuck him behind Hassan. There's not much he can do there, and Callum manages to keep that lead there. Absolutely impressive work there, trying to squeeze the drivers out, but just managing to leave enough room coming round turn 12. We've got 2 minutes left of this race. Who will win? We still have a 5-second penalty on Jamie, which is dropping him down into 3rd position. So he's managed to keep that podium position. If Jamie can keep putting in laps right now, all this battling behind him, it might actually net him the win. So obviously Jamie and Luke both have their 5-second penalty, which if Karlis can keep this 3.6 gap to the lead, that does make him the next winner for this race. I don't think he knows this, so he needs to keep his head down, try and stay out of battling. He's very much on his own. He can do this. If he can try and get in Luke's slipstream there, he's absolutely laughing as we cross the grid there. Karlis is 4.3 seconds off the gap to the lead. He's 0.6 seconds off dropping out to the win of this race. Jamie has really checked out of this race, which is really aiding him. It's only going to drop him down into 3rd position with his penalties. However, Luke does have a penalty, so he'll be 2nd. Alright, the timer shows 0 on the board. So this surely means when they come round here, this is going to be their last lap. I've got 1 minute 40 here on the timer. Let's see what these gaps are saying. So its last laps are shown. And across the line goes Jamie. Across the line goes Luke. And across the line goes Karlis. Karlis is 4.9 seconds off the lead of this race. He can't afford to lose a 10th right now, as he's going to win this race if he can hold himself in that position. Jamie is pushing his hardest. That gap is absolutely massive. A whole 4.9 seconds off off Karlis, who is going to be the net winner. If he manages to hold this gap, he should be able to do it. Down and further on the field, we've got some overtakes that haven't. We've got David, got an overtake on Hassan, an overtake from Tom on Luca, and Barry Lake's also got an overtake on Freddie. All right, here's the important bit. Round the corner comes Jamie. Let's see what these gaps are saying. He puts his hands in the air. He thinks he's done it. Let's find out. Luke crossed the line. And it's 5.5 seconds. Jamie has managed to retain that lead and build that 5-second gap, giving him that win on paper, even with that penalty. Wow, what a drive. Tell you what, all that maths has given me a right old headache. If someone wants to get me a glass of water and bring it to the commentary box, you are more than welcome. Aye, aye, aye. So, let's have a look at this then. So Jamie managed to build that gap, so he's still got that 1st position. Luke does have that 5-second penalty, which I believe will drop him down to about 5th place. So, I think the order, correct me if I'm wrong anyone, goes Jamie, then it goes Karlis, then it goes Callum, then it goes James King, and then it goes Luke Dodman, then it goes David Gaskin, Hassan, Tom Shipman, Luca, Barry Lakes, Freddie, and Matthew Clark. If anyone wants to let me know if we had any more penalties, you are more than welcome, because my head is hurting trying to remember how many people got a 5-second penalty there. Wow, not even my A-level in further maths could have helped me there.